Welcome to the Fairy Tale Teller, where we dive into timeless tales and forgotten folklore. Today, we bring you a story collected by the Brothers Grimm, a tale of life, death, and the choices we make. This is Godfather Death. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a poor man who had 12 children. He worked tirelessly day and night to provide for his large family, but despite his hard work, it was a constant struggle to make ends meet. Food was scarce, and the children often went to bed hungry. One day, to the man's great surprise, his wife gave birth to their 13th child. Though the baby was a blessing, the man was filled with worry. How could he possibly provide for another child? Desperate, he decided to find a godfather for his newborn son, someone who could ensure the boy's future would be brighter than his own. Early the next morning, the man set out on a journey. As he walked along the dusty road, he met a majestic figure dressed in white, radiating a warm and comforting light. It was God himself. "Good man, I have heard your prayers. I will be the godfather of your child. I will watch over him and bless him with all the good things in life." But the poor man, weary from years of struggle and hardship, shook his head. "No, God, you are not fair. You favor the rich and let the poor suffer. I see the wealthy live in abundance while the poor, like me, toil in misery. I cannot let you be my son's godfather." The man continued his journey, his heart heavy with disappointment. As he walked, he encountered another figure, this one dark and sinister, with a sly grin and eyes that glittered with malice. It was the devil. "I will be the godfather of your child. I will grant him wealth and power beyond his wildest dreams. He will never know hunger or want." The poor man recoiled in fear. "No, devil, you are deceitful and wicked. You bring nothing but ruin and despair. I will not let you be my son's godfather." The man walked on, despair growing in his heart. Just as he was about to give up hope, he encountered a third figure. This one was neither majestic nor sinister, but cold and solemn. It was Death, wrapped in a dark cloak, holding an hourglass in one hand and a scythe in the other. "I will be the godfather of your child. I am fair and treat everyone equally, rich or poor. When their time comes, I come for them all. No one can escape me." The man considered this and nodded. "Yes, Death, you are just. You shall be my son's godfather." And so, Death became the boy's godfather. The years passed, and the boy grew into a young man, strong and intelligent. On his 18th birthday, Death visited his godson and bestowed upon him a special gift. "Take this herb. Whenever you visit a sick person, you will see me standing by their bed. If I stand at the head, they will recover. If I stand at the foot, they will die. Use this gift wisely, and you will become a famous doctor." With this gift, the young man indeed became a renowned doctor. People came from far and wide, seeking his miraculous cures. His fame spread across the land, and he was soon living in a grand house, wearing fine clothes and dining with kings and queens. One day, the king himself fell gravely ill. The doctor was summoned to the palace. When he entered the king's chamber, he saw Death standing at the foot of the bed. The doctor knew what this meant. The king was destined to die. But the doctor, tempted by the promise of riches and favor, defied Death. He turned the bed around, so that Death was now at the head. The king recovered, and the doctor was richly rewarded with gold, jewels, and lands. But Death was not pleased. He confronted his godson that night, his presence cold and foreboding. "You have defied me. I will forgive you this once, because you are my godson. But do not cross me again." The doctor promised he would never do it again. Time passed, and the doctor's fame continued to grow. He was invited to royal courts, given titles, and showered with gifts. But then, one day, the king's only daughter, a princess of unparalleled beauty and grace, fell ill. The doctor was called to her side, and saw Death standing at the foot of her bed. Enchanted by her beauty and dreaming of marrying her, the doctor was torn. He knew what he was about to do was wrong, but his heart yearned for the princess. Driven by love and ambition, he defied death once more. He turned the bed around, and the princess recovered, her cheeks flushing with the color of life. The king, overjoyed, promised the doctor his daughter's hand in marriage and half his kingdom. The doctor's dreams seemed to be coming true. But that night, Death visited him again, his voice cold and filled with sorrow. "This is the last time you will defy me," Death said, his eyes dark and unforgiving. He took the doctor by the hand and led him to a dark, hidden cavern deep within the earth. Inside, the doctor saw countless candles flickering in the darkness. Some were tall, others were short, and some were mere stubs, their flames sputtering and struggling to stay alight. Each candle represented a life. These are the candles of every living person. The length of each candle shows how much longer that person has to live. This one here is yours. The doctor looked at his candle and was horrified to see that it was very short, its flame nearly extinguished. He fell to his knees, pleading with Death. "Please, Godfather, give me a new candle so I may live longer. I will never defy you again, I promise." Death looked at his godson with a mixture of pity and stern resolve. He took a new, tall candle and appeared to grant the doctor's wish. But as he was about to light it, he let the flame of the old candle die out. The cavern was plunged into darkness, and the doctor fell to the ground, lifeless. And so, the doctor learned that no one can cheat death. It is inevitable and impartial, and in the end, it comes for us all. Thank you for joining us on Your Podcast Name. We hope you enjoyed this extended tale of Godfather Death. Stay tuned for more stories from the Brothers Grimm and other timeless tales. Until next time, remember, every choice has its consequence, and no one can escape their fate. We hope you enjoyed this extended tale of Godfather Death, a story that reminds us of the inevitability of death and the consequences of our actions. In the end, no one can escape their fate, and the choices we make define our journey. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to subscribe and join us next time as we delve into another enchanting story. Until then, remember, life's true value is found in how we live, not in how long we live. Make each moment count, and cherish the time you have.